Yo, what up guys, your boy Williams Fitness back again with another video. I'm back again with another diet plan for 1 week. A whole week, yeah, a week, wow. So far we've done keto, so far we have done caveman. This week is going to be the hardest diet plan I have ever done, quite literally. It's nothing to do with the food either, it's to do with the time of day. Now what I mean by that is I can only eat when it's dark. Yeah, when it's dark. So basically, I'm going to do the Ramadan diet. And it's not a diet as such. I'm going to do this with as much respect as possible towards the Muslim community. I just feel this is a good challenge. It's good for discipline, especially when it comes to eating. Knowing that on a normal diet, I can only eat a certain amount of calories. But to then go from eating a certain amount of calories within a certain time frame, and a certain time frame I'm not even used to. So basically, what it is that I am going to be doing for the next 7 days, including today, is I can only eat after sunset. Now with Ramadan, it's basically a very good way of disciplining your mind, your body, in a spiritual sort of way, as to show thanks. It's almost like, and I mean no disrespect, it's almost like a Muslim version of Thanksgiving. It's very discipline orientated, but it's also learning how to be grateful as well in a way of what you have. So basically how this works is as soon as the sun rises, for me at the minute it's actually about 4:30, 4:45 in the morning. During the summer times, the summer days are a lot longer, so that's hence the reason we have daylight savings. So basically that's when the clocks go back, so you get more daylight in winter. Normally Ramadan is done towards the end of springtime, where the days are slightly shorter, still longer days, a lot longer than winter days. But for me, this is going to be so challenging because normally I don't function very well. As soon as I get up in the morning, I have to have that cup of coffee or 7. Then, you know, I start my day. I'm like a lot of people, I don't eat until around 12, 1 o'clock. As the day goes on, I start consuming my meals throughout the day. Now, one thing I am going to do with this plan, I am going to adjust my body clock. But the simple fact that days are very hot. As we all know, in the UK, the last couple of days haven't been the best. But last week was a very, very hot week. I cannot consume food or liquids while the sun is up. So to adjust for me adjusting to that, what I'm going to do is slightly adjust my body clock, just to account for that, so I don't overdo it and get dehydrated and become very ill. And that's another sort of another thing I need to mention is obviously I wouldn't recommend people doing this in the summertime. If you want to try it for 24 hours, maybe give it a go. Make sure you've got fluids on hand in case you get to a point in the day where you think, I can't do this. Maybe take you know, quite a bit of water on board. But what I'm going to do with this is, as soon as the sun sets, the first thing I'm going to be consuming is water. It's straight away is get as much water in my body as I can. Not to the point where I'm going to be physically sick. Maybe, you know, a litre and a half of water. Get that consumed as early as possible. As soon as that sun's set, not the food so much. I'm going to go straight for the water. I think hydration is going to be very key. I think I'm going to be very tired, lethargic. I might have some serious, you know, headaches. But like I say, when I adjust my body clock, I'm going to stay up later through the night. So maybe not go to bed till, say, I don't know, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. That way I can get a couple of meals in before bedtime. Get up at the normal time, because obviously I have to do the school runs, that sort of thing, and get my work done, or edit these vlogs. And then maybe have a nap sort of midday when the sun's at its highest. Maybe get an hour in then. My little boy will be at school, so maybe get an hour in. Break the day up a little bit so I'm not out in the sun and physically moving too much while the sun is up. I know you might consider that cheating. I just feel personally for me to do this, I've never done it before, and a lot of people that do Ramadan, not do Ramadan like it's, you know, like it's a fad. It obviously isn't. It's got more meaning to it, a hell of a lot of meaning to it. A lot of people start very young doing this so they can adjust to it. They know the protocol, they know the procedure, they know how to get through the day. Training wise, I'm super going to limit training to around 30 minutes a day, and I'm only going to train 4 days a week. I'm going to limit my walking a little bit. Ideally, I'm going to try and start off not sprinting but a light jog, so to speak, with the diet. And this isn't really a diet. I need to get that point across. I have to be very respectful of the Muslim community. I've got, like, the majority of my followers are Muslim. I think it's like 47% are from Muslim countries. There's India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, all loads of sort of places that are, you know, big bodybuilding fans. So I need to do this in the most respectful way as possible. And I think this is going to be such a good challenge. And to understand the mindset that people go through whilst doing Ramadan. I spoke to an Uber driver earlier in the year, and he was actually doing Ramadan when we were talking. And it's the little things like you can't have chewing gum, you can't, you know, sip water. And I actually thought you could just consume water throughout the day, and that's not actually the case. So I've put some links in the description below if you are curious about Ramadan and the religious aspects of it. There are some good links below where I've done some research, because I find that if I'm doing this and taking part in this, I need to know more about this, and I need to understand the concept of it and why this is done annually, and then try and adapt it in a way that I can shift it from a sort of religious standpoint and make it more of a understanding of the sort of, not just the protocol of this, but the thankfulness of this. And what I mean by that is, I just think it's going to be so tough to get through those days. And I think if I can do the full 7 days, I genuinely think I could come out a different person because of doing this. And I know you're thinking, oh, it's just 7 days of doing, you know, fasting for all that time. I think this could be quite an eye-opener. Not just for learning about, you know, a different religion that, I'll be honest, I don't really know a lot about. I've been doing as much research as possible for this week's plan, for this week's sort of vlog that we're going through the week. I think it'd be good for say, you know, I use the term loosely, an outsider doing this to have more of an understanding of the premise of what this is. But I do genuinely believe I can come out of this a better person if I can fulfill the 7 days. I know that I have dragged this video on a little bit. I just needed to hit home that this isn't, you know, it isn't a diet. It's not a diet plan. I did a poll. I put Ramadan in there because I'd spoken to a few of my Muslim friends that do it, and I've always wanted to try it, but I need to do this in the most respectful way possible. So I'm going to give this a go. I've started today. I'm running this until Saturday, sorry, so it's going to be 6 days, not 7. So I'm going to be doing it for 6 days because Sunday I have to edit the final video plus the sort of outlook on my experience doing this. And this way I can give you guys, the sort of non-Muslim followers, maybe a more insight into the things that, you know, Muslims have to go through physically whilst doing Ramadan. Bear in mind, you know, I'm going to change my body clock slightly. They can't. They've got to get up and go work and do, you know, an 8-hour shift, a 12-hour shift, wherever that work may be, studying, like my focus. There's going to be so many things I'm going to try and touch on. Like, you know, when I wake up in the morning, have I got that sort of get up and go attitude anymore? Or am I feeling more lethargic? You know, am I more concerned about, oh, I'm not going to do that activity because I'm doing the Ramadan sort of protocols? Does it have a, you know, a different outlook on the rest of your day because of what you're doing, that you need to limit yourself a little bit? But that's what I mean. I think that's going to be the biggest eye-opener, is to looking at a task or an objective and thinking, can I achieve that? Is that going to put me in a worse physical state doing that activity than maybe, like, you know, going for a walk? Would I go out for a normal, you know, a 6K walk, you know, at 12 o'clock in the afternoon on one of the hottest days of the year whilst trying to do, you know, a Ramadan for a week? Probably not. It just really wouldn't make sense. I'm going to over dehydrate myself. I'm not going to get those fluids until super late in the evening. So I probably wouldn't. 30-minute workout, light, you know, high reps, low weights, maybe, yeah, because I can break that up between my sets. So yeah, I think this is going to be really, really interesting. It's going to be interesting for me to see what I can physically do, what I can push myself to do. It's going to be good for me personally to understand more about the Muslim religion, and putting my mind at the end of the 6 days, where all these other people, you know, millions of people across the world have been doing this for, you know, centuries probably. So I think it's going to be really interesting, and to be able to put that information, those feelings, those emotions across to you guys, so you can understand it a little bit more from somebody that's never done it before, never done it. You know, these guys do this from such a young age that it becomes, you know, a normal procedure to go through Ramadan. I think throwing me in at the deep end and being able to, you know, because, you know, I just talk for Britain, you know, we're 12 minutes in and I'm still talking, but to, you know, convey those feelings, those emotions, the energy levels, you know, if there's headaches, the dehydration. Obviously I'm doing it the wrong time of year, and I mean no disrespect by that, and I hope that doesn't come across that way. I just think this would be really cool to do. I do. I think this could be really good for me and really good for you, the viewer. Even if you're a viewer that, you know, actually partakes in Ramadan annually, and to say, you know, maybe we can sort of simulate a connection that way, as to say, he tried that, he did that, and maybe we can connect on a different level because you've gone through it and I'm going through it for the very first time. So like I say, this week is going to be Ramadan. There are some links in the description below if you want to learn more. I hope that you do want to learn more. I hope that you're going to follow this series and learn more regarding, you know, why the people do Ramadan, why Muslims do Ramadan. And there's some really amazing links below. If you know any sort of Muslim bodybuilders as well that actually do Ramadan and train, tag them below, comment below some names. I'd love to get in touch with some. Maybe, you know, even at some point this week, if I can get an interview in with a Muslim bodybuilder, and maybe, you know, maybe even towards the end of the week. And I just think it's going to be so interesting. I do find it fascinating, and I just think and I use the term loosely, an outsider trying to do this might be more beneficial. It might be more beneficial to my community, my followers, and bodybuilding in general. And those of you guys that follow me, that watch me, that support me, and those of you who supported me in the past videos, I think this is the most important one, because it has more substance to it. It has more. It has, you know, it's not just the religious aspect. It's on a deeper level, this one. I do think that this one is on such a deeper level. I think it's going to be more of an awakening for me coming out of this, if I can get through it. So I do need as much support as possible. Any of the Muslim community that follow me, and there's a big amount of you guys, please DM me on Insta, any advice, any sort of meal ideas that you guys consume, because I'm going to be trying to do in a way that, you know, I'm not doing like keto in the middle of the night. Do you know what I mean? That's not going to happen. I'm going to keep this as real as possible. But yeah, any advice you guys have got for me, I need it. I need help. I definitely need the support doing this. So please hit me up, comment below, at me on Instagram, message me on IG. I'll message you back. If I'm not following you, I'll follow you back. But yeah, let's get this done. I think this could be brilliant. Well, we're on day one. As you can tell, I'm already spitting feathers. I could just water. Oh, it's just the simple things in life, isn't it? And that's why it's on a deeper level. I just want water. I'm not like, oh, I want a Big Mac. I just want water. Just water. Deeper level. Gratefulness. Thankfulness. This is why I think it's got more meaning, because it's like Thanksgiving, and I think you could not come out of the end of this being more grateful and being more thankful for what you have. I've got water in a tap, just do that and there's water. And I can't do that until the sun has set. It's crazy, isn't it? Let's give it a go, let's give it a go. Don't forget, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can keep up to date with these videos. I'll try and do as many as I can. I do have a feeling that the talking is going to be less and less, so that's a good thing for you guys. But yeah, let's get it done. On that note, guys, Ab and me, you and you. Peace.